Alright, welcome to part 2. We have my other friend couldn't make it today, so I have a new buddy with me. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi guys, my name's Cody. He's wanting me to help out with the Castlevania game, I'm gonna assume.
Yeah, he's pretty new to the Castlevania series, so I'm gonna give him a taste of what he's in for. This is Castlevania 3. And you're a Sega Genesis guy, right?
Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo, I'm all about the 16-bit era.
Yeah, same here. Have you played the Castlevania Bloodlines? That was for the Sega Genesis.
I played the Sega Genesis one, yeah. Didn't get past the first level.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's like that for most people, dude. Castlevania is a pretty hard series.
Is it harder than Call of Duty?
I wouldn't know. I don't really play Call of Duty. I played.
Let's just say it's like this is like Call of Duty Online for noobs.
What?
He said, Call of Duty when you're playing online, you got a bunch of people who are experienced that are coming at you, and you're considered a newbie. So.
Oh, well, I'm not really concerned about that. Yeah, I'm not a big first-person shooter guy. I'm more into platformers.
Wow, we're really getting off subject here.
Yeah, you know what? I like the Castlevania series, but I don't. Honestly, don't play it often. I play Super Castlevania and this game. That's about it.
I do remember one game series. I had it for the Nintendo 64. Was the Castlevania? It was first 3D testing for it, and
You had Castlevania for the N64.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's terrible.
I actually had issues with that game because you had to carry some kind of... I couldn't get past the first level of that one either. You had to actually carry a bottle or something like that without dropping off of the ledge.
Oh yeah, that part. I think I know exactly what you're talking about, actually. But yeah, don't worry. The series is actually a lot better than that. Especially, I think the best Castlevania games came from the 16-bit era. Namely Super Castlevania 4, which is a remake of the first game, and Castlevania Rondo of Blood. There we go. That was for the TurboGrafx 16. You ever heard of that system?
Oh yes, I have heard of that system a little.
Yeah, they got some pretty good games on them. One of them was Rondo of Blood. So yeah, this Castlevania 3. Is probably the best in the NES series, because the first Castlevania was good, second one was meh. This one is I would play it more if the difficulty curve wasn't so.
If I'm correct,
awful.
the second one's called Simon's Quest.
Yes, Simon's Quest was probably the worst out of the three original for the NES, because it tried to go the RPG route, but it just didn't work out until later when they made Symphony of the Night. But before Symphony of the Night, Simon's Quest tried it, and it kind of failed, mainly because the level design and your character's control and a bunch of other stuff. But 1 and 3 are pretty good because
let's just say it's originality.
Well, yes. And what did I like about the first one? The first one, I thought it was challenging without being too cheap. It was cheap at a lot of times, but it wasn't like it was like there was I felt like it was more of a strategy game. Like you can't, like if you ever played Super Castlevania 4, like because of the better control, you could just like whip everything like in all 8 directions. But the old games you could only whip left and right, and so that forced you to think about your next move, and it made you think of how to use your sub weapons correctly. Yeah, you get various sub weapons throughout the game. So yeah, it's the same with this. It's the same with Castlevania 3. Only the problem is it's not really. I don't think the levels bother me that much. It's more the bosses, but there is a lot more cheap level design here.
Well, I mean, this is the era of people trying to figure out video games for the first time, especially with 3D.
Yeah.
So.
Through most NES games were hard, but Castlevania, the Castlevania series is like really, really hard.
I don't know. I think
the only reason I make it look easy here is because I'm using Game Genie.
Oh, you cheater!
Okay, look, this is actually the first time I've ever had to use Game Genie.
Yeah. I actually used it earlier on today.
Really?
Going back to when you said that this is one of the hardest video game series for the NES.
Yeah.
I heard that Zelda and Mega Man were on that top 3 list. So.
Mega Man, yeah, it's pretty hard. Zelda, I didn't think it was hard. It's just because it's supposed to be like an adventure RPG type game. It just takes a while.
It's a long game.
Plus, yeah.
I hate
it's a really long game. But yeah.